Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back, putting a positive spin on movie 43. Movie 43 is a comedy anthology film released in 2013. The Blu-ray says it all. Outrageous edition. Movie 43 is definitely outrageous. Despite featuring maybe one of the biggest stellar casts in cinema history, it is now considered to be one of the worst movies ever made. Seriously, do a quick Google search of the most hated movies, and Movie 43 will surely be on almost all of those lists. Here's the thing. Comedies are sort of difficult to judge, because everyone has a different sense of humor. They do say, though, higher intelligence is tied to a broader sense of humor. I'm of the firm belief if something is funny, it's funny, and I'm going to laugh. What works against Movie 43 for a lot of people is the type of humor. Some of it is so silly, so random, so crude. This movie is very non-PC. Are those who hate it offended by it? Maybe. Possibly. Probably. Just remember, just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right. I was actually introduced to this movie years ago by my brother, who finds it hilarious. He still talks about this film quite frequently, in fact. I have to say, though, that first time I watched it with him, I found it hilarious as well. I laughed out loud so many times, and at the time, I considered it to be one of the funniest movies I had ever seen. Watching it again just recently with Jason, so we could film these positive spin videos, was the first time I had revisited it since then. For Jason, it was a first-time watch. I own it on this Blu-ray DVD combo pack, as you can see, which features two versions of the film. Jason had only owned the DVD, which only included the theatrical cut of the film. After we watched it together and Jason learned about the other version, he immediately ordered the Blu-ray. That right there tells you how much he enjoyed the theatrical cut. We decided to hold off on filming these videos until his Blu-ray arrived, so we could also watch the alternate cut together. Well, and I'm sure he'll tell you this, Jason liked the alternate cut just as much as the theatrical. I myself prefer it. This movie is hysterical, and with all it has to offer with the wraparound stories and the multiple segments, there should be something for everyone to find funny. Those who find nothing to laugh about in Movie 43 probably need a better sense of humor. Sorry, it's true. I've said it before to the people who hate movies like this, stop being so pretentious. I think that's part of it. I truly do. I really think there are some people who refuse to admit they laughed during this movie. It's okay to find juvenile comedy funny. It's meant to be. That doesn't mean you can't find other types of humor funny as well. I don't know. Like I always say, just enjoy the damn thing. There's no way Movie 43 should be considered one of the most hated movies of all time. That's just ridiculous. Because these positive spin videos are not meant to be reviews, I won't go into specifics with the differences between the two versions, the wraparound stories, or even the individual segments. That's not what these videos are about. I'm just going to tell you the positives, what I like about Movie 43. First, the obvious, this incredible stellar cast. See all of these famous faces on the cover here? That's just a handful of who plays in this movie. It's impressive to see all of the stars in this film, some of who are Oscar nominated and Oscar winners. It actually makes me question why some of them signed on to do a film like this, but I think it's great. In a way, and Jason said this as well, Movie 43 is sort of like a slap in the face to Hollywood. It does a lot of things other movies wouldn't do. Movie 43 crosses the line and keeps on running. But yes, the cast first and foremost should be the biggest draw to this film. I won't even name all of them. You can see a bunch of them right here. The humor, while again is apparently not for everyone, I find hilarious. Many will find it offensive, but that sucks for you. The wraparound stories in both versions are both really good. They are like individual films. They don't just start and end movie 43. There are scenes from the wraparounds throughout the film. And believe me, the wraparound is completely different in both versions. It's like you're watching a completely different movie 43. The individual segments, however, are the same in both. The great thing is, though, and this is another big positive, they have so much rewatchability. As I mentioned, Jason and I watched the theatrical cut recently and then watched the alternate cut about a week later. We were both laughing out loud the entire time on both viewings. The fact that movie 43 is a comedy anthology film makes it fly by. It seems as if it's ending just as soon as it was beginning. And for those of you who do watch it, stay tuned until after the credits. There is another segment. Technically, it's a mid-credit scene, but you know what I mean. Just keep watching. There is gratuitous nudity in movie 43, and I'd say plenty of it. Most of it is used for a comedic effect, but it's still definitely a positive. The iBabe segment, for example, that's some good nudity, and it's also really funny. The segments in movie 43 are very consistent too. It's hard to pick a favorite. Just when I think I've chosen my favorite, I change my mind. I'm not sure what else to say about this one, except repeat my point from earlier. I truly feel that people who hate movie 43 are just offended by it. When movies, like movie 43, are non-PC, there are certain people who just can't handle them, and I genuinely feel bad for people like that. It's another case of the overly sensitive turning to negativity to disguise their fragile egos. I'm sorry, it's the truth, and there's just no way of putting a positive spin on that. If you don't find it funny, fine, but to hate the movie and to trash the movie? Come on. In most cases, a silly and even questionably juvenile sense of humor is better than no sense of humor at all. It's okay to laugh, guys. It really truly is, and it's okay to be positive. As a matter of fact, isn't it better to be? Despite all of the hate it receives, I think movie 43 is a hilarious comedy. But you don't have to agree. This is just my positive spin. Be sure to check out Jason's as well. To which hated movie will we next give a positive spin? Check back soon to find out. Until then, though, what are your thoughts on movie 43? And which of the segments was your favorite? Comment below and let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and be kind. Subscribe.